All right. I am so flippin' excited to have one of my dear friends, former coworker, amazing Kathryn Brown here on the Move Happy Movement podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time today, girlfriend.
Woo!
Woo!
Thank you so much, Erin. Oh my gosh. Thank
This
you,
is so
Move
fun. I've been
Happy.
like
Oh,
literally, I've been waiting for it. Like it's Friday. Like
I
it's
know.
perfect. It's so
It was,
perfect.
and you know what's so great is I'm out in Pacific Northwest, and
Mhm.
where I live, I'm close to water, so I don't ever get snow. And today I woke up to some snow.
Oh,
And so
perfect.
it's just, laying on top of blessings right now.
Yay! I love it. I love it. Well, for those that don't know who you are, I always love
Yeah.
to tell the story of how I connect with people on the show. And we actually worked together in the psychiatric hospital where this whole Move Happy thing
Oh,
started.
I
And not
got
only did we
chills.
work together,
Yes.
I feel like I started and then you started like a week later. Like we were almost like onboarded around the same time frame, and it was
We
like
did.
kind of like a
Yeah.
sisters thing. I just always had that vibe with you. Like we got along really well at work, outside of work, and it was really fun. You were so needed for what,
Oh,
that time of just healing, and everything for me with losing my dad. And love you, girl. Love you, girl.
yeah. Oh, you're such a blessing. I feel the exact same way. Actually, I walked into this mental hospital fresh with my bachelor's from, UW Tacoma,
Woo
and
woo.
oh my, yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into. And, we kind of took camaraderie and made
Yeah.
things. You came alongside and said, "Hey, Kathryn, I have an idea. Can you help me with it?" And I
Yes.
was like, "Yeah, duh, let's go." Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah. And for those that are listening or watching the show on YouTube, what she's talking about, and referring to, is the first steps, the first original Move Happy program. I was just trying to figure out how can we do a station day. We didn't have a bunch of different video cameras and TV screens. We had like maybe one or two or three in the hall
the whole thing.
max, but
The
like
whole
stations
thing.
like for working out was like 10 to 15 stations, at least what I
Was.
wanted for the patients to experience. So I was
Mhm.
like, all right, we could do before and after photos, but I need somebody to take my photo. And also just to, I love to include people, and I was just like, are you interested in helping out? And
Ah,
I had no idea how the patients would just like absolutely love it, and they're just like so giddy and silly over like my photos of the different stations. And I was like, well, make sure you thank Kathryn because she took all the photos. It
You
was just
know
so
what's
fun.
really cool too is that just reflecting back on that time, the patients looked forward to that.
Yeah.
It was a way that they were able to actually use their motor strength,
Yeah.
that was safe for everyone.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's so much to say about that. And
Yeah.
it's true. When you start moving your body, there's chemical reactions, there's neurological reactions, there's
Yeah.
electro reactions in your brain that just
Yeah.
ignite. And it's
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like this whole thing would have been possible had you not stepped up and
oh,
helped support.
oh, I'm honored. I'm so honored. And after, losing touch for a little bit of time, and then, reconnecting again and seeing where and what Move Happy is and has done, and how many lives it has touched and encouraged. Like, I'm not crying. You're not crying. We're not crying.
Not crying.
It's so beautiful. And for all of you listening or watching, I'm so happy you found this page. I'm so happy you found this program, or however you know about this. If it's your first time hearing about it, or if it's your 50th time, I'm so thankful you're here and that you have found this.
Yeah, so let's talk more about Kathryn. So we know how we met.
We
Tell
did.
me and tell our audience, like,
Mhm.
what got you to where you are today? Because you're mega
Yeah,
also into mental health. You got this fMRI thing you're going to talk a little bit about.
I
Let's
am.
talk about the beginning stages. What got you into psychology and mental health?
Yeah. So, such a huge story. I actually always knew I wanted to be a therapist, since I
Mhm.
was young.
That's
I
cool.
knew before I was a teenager I wanted to work with teenagers.
Really?
I
As
did.
like a
Yeah.
tween or a
Yeah,
whatever
I
whatever
was,
tween
I must have been
child?
12 or 13 when I was
Okay.
like, yeah, that's what I want to do. They are messed up. Little did I know that I also became an at-risk youth, drugs and running away and partying. And
Didn't know that.
yeah. I actually, when I was 16, I had this awareness, this moment in time that I'll never forget, that I knew I was on the wrong road. I
Mm.
knew that I had become what I
Like
would need to,
spiritually.
what I wanted to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, like
Hmm.
everything. I knew
Hmm.
all of it was wrong. And
Wow.
so I asked at 16 years old to be sent to a boarding school. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. And so I did. And then I eventually, fast forward, I come home from the boarding school, I go to
Uh-huh.
college. Some things happened at that school, and I had to work through some issues with that, at least for
Uh-huh.
myself. And
Yeah.
coming to a really good place with that, knowing
Hmm.
that we all make decisions and choices, and
Yeah. Yeah.
we all have the power and authority, and know where we want to take it from there,
Yeah.
right?
That's
When
so
things
true.
happen.
That's so true.
Yeah, and so then I was pregnant at Safeway with my son, who's now 6, and this man comes up in line, and I'm getting my associates in
Hmm.
counseling or in psychology, and I know that's
Uh-huh.
the direction, right?
Hmm.
And he comes up and he goes, "Hey, I gave me his card. Somehow we talked about mental health, and then he started talking about how he's a neuropsychologist." And I go, "Wait a minute,
Hmm.
what is that?" And so he began to tell me about the brain and the processes, and how we're discovering that the brain is no longer fixated, that they used to think in the 70s and the 60s and early
Yes. Oh my
90s.
gosh.
It changes. It
Yes.
is
Thank
a
goodness.
muscle. It can grow and it cannot grow. It can
Yep.
go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I just was fascinated. Fast forward, right? Then we met. We're working therapists together. I was a single mother at the time, working at a psychiatric unit, not making enough to really make ends meet. And
Yeah.
come to find out 10 years, just this last year, that I've had severe spinal trauma and severe spinal injury,
Yeah.
which contributed to some health issues that I had, which
Hmm.
then made the decision to leave the hospital and kind of take a sabbatical and step away and be with family and
Hmm.
figure it out. And
Yeah.
so that's when I found this program with Bradley University. It is a clinical mental health program, master's level program, to become
Hmm.
a mental health counselor, that focuses on neuro counseling.
That's so cool.
And I was like, this is the program. This is
Yeah.
where I'm supposed to go. But I didn't apply to it for another 2 years because I doubted myself and I didn't think I could do it. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, I was a brick and mortar girl.
Hmm.
I wanted to go to classes. I wanted to be involved, and all
Hmm.
of that information, because I recently found out I've had a concussion the past 10 years, which is why that has worked better for me.
Yeah,
You
which
know,
is mind blowing. I mean,
yeah,
10 years with a
10, I have
concussion.
had a 10-year concussion, and I received my bachelor's and have walked through life. Um, and it's really cool because now that I see it and recognize it, I'm working towards healing it and restoring it, because like
Yeah.
I just said, our brains can heal and restore, you guys. It's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Even from all the drug use too. I didn't really do too many hard drugs, thank the Lord. But there is dehydration that happens in the brain
Hmm.
from even marijuana. And so learning about electrolytes and how getting those added electrolytes into your body will actually help your brain rehydrate and give it the synapses, right? Because
Hmm.
electricity has to go through a current, and if there's not
Yeah.
enough cushion within that current, it's
Hmm.
not going to make it that far. So
Yeah.
if your brain is not as hydrated as it should be,
Hmm.
those electrical currents aren't going to make it where they need to go, right? And
That's
then
so
there's
fascinating.
dysregulation,
Yeah.
and you're all swirling.
For those that
Yeah,
are like
so
thinking, I'm thinking this, so maybe there's others thinking it. Do we drink water to hydrate it, or is there like a special thing, or is this multi?
so that is so, I love that you asked that question. The water that you get out of your tap is not going to have as many electrolytes. It's going to have lots of different
Mhm.
things. We already know that.
Yep. 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 Yep.
We already know that there's different pH levels of water and alkaline levels, right? I'm actually on my Coffee with Kat YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about alkaline and water and the power of words and mental
Love
thought. So
it.
be watching out for that.
Woo.
But so electrolytes, as of right now, if you want to go to the grocery store and purchase that bottle of water, that's $3 or $4 that says electrolytes on it, pH balance 7. That is the closest we're going to get without putting in an additive, right?
Okay.
So I use currently liquid IV. It's got a great taste. Put it in a bottle of water. You get 3 of them. You can get it at Costco or wholesale thing like that. I've also heard of Ultima, ULITA on Amazon, electrolyte powder.
Okay.
Yeah, just add it in and it'll absorb also not only your brain, you guys, but your organs, your bloodstream.
So important.
When your body is operating at 100% level of hydration, your body can process toxins. Your body can process all of the fats and sugars that we don't need out at a higher level and a faster level than you can if you're dehydrated. And if you're saying, oh, I'm thirsty right now, I should probably go get water, you're already 30% dehydrated.
Yeah. Truth bombs, guys. Kathryn Brown.
What?
I love
water's important, guys.
I'm learning so much. Like,
I just learned this, okay? Like last week.
I love it. I love it. See, we'll have you on a follow-up episode. You'll teach us more. I love it. I love it. Love it.
I love it. So great. Yeah. And so now here I am. I'm a newly married, mother of a 6-year-old boy and getting my master's. And I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait to start helping people.
Yeah.
So that's why I started talking. I started my YouTube channel and
love it. And we'll make sure to drop that link in the comments when we air it. This will come out Monday.
Love it.
So
Yay,
just
Monday,
after
people.
Valentine's with your new hubs, do we want to talk about how we met?
Oh my gosh.
Is that on the table? Off the table?
It is so on the table.
Okay.
If you want to hear it, it's on the table.
I know everybody wants to hear it.
I love it. So super crazy. You know what? Actually, Valentine's Day is Sunday. And this is how the universe works, whatever you want to call it. It was February. It was Valentine's Day, 2017. I said a prayer. I said, I don't want any other man except my husband.
Amen.
Done. So done, right? Like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to play no more games.
No more games.
I can't handle this, right? So then that was February. I spent the next, it was August that I had to enter a treatment facility for an eating disorder in that August. And it was around that time that I kind of had a crush on someone, but I was like, no, I don't think that's it. And then when sometimes in your gut, you just know things.
Yep.
I just knew he wasn't there. I knew it wasn't the guy. I just knew it, Yeah. And so then I go through my treatment center. It's great. I come home and it's my first weekend home with my son, single mother. He's 3. I haven't seen him in a long time, right? So there's obviously lots of things happening around, and we had a rough night that night and just really bad. And so I got on my knees and I said, I'm done. I don't care if my husband's not ready for me. I don't care if I'm not ready for him. We will grow together, and I know you will do that, but you need to bring him now. You said move mountains. Well, we're moving mountains, so happen. Right?
Wow.
So that was like a Saturday, Sunday. Okay. I go to a Bible study that next Monday, like the next couple days. And this man walks across the window. I've never seen this man before in my life. Literally felt something push me and go, that's your husband. And so of course, I tell my best friend who's sitting right next to me, and she goes, calm your ovaries. You need to stop. And
that's what best friends are for.
Keep you in check. Praying a prayer, and I said, Lord, just because some gorgeous man walks in my Bible study does not mean he's my husband. And so I didn't do anything for a couple months. I said, no, I'm not going to let myself get overwhelmed with emotions and love and desire to have something that's not meant to be. Yeah. No, right? Because I spent those months preparing that, fighting against that. Yeah. Training my neurological pathways against the lies that I've told myself for so long. Right. So now they're strong enough in those correct positive neural pathways where I could fight against it and know what was truth. Right. Long
goosebumps, girl.
long story short, we walked a lot together, and we grew a lot together. And then at the very end, this last summer, got to a point where it was like, all right, let's go. And so it happened, and it was amazing. And we had a beautiful wedding despite COVID. And I'm, we were safe, we were all segregated. We actually did the wedding around everyone. So it was more like a show than a wedding, I suppose. But yeah. And even on that day, I knew he was my husband on that day. And it's so cool. It's just so cool, because now I've married the man of my dreams, who literally, I mean, we all have our list, right? We all got our list on a piece of paper in a folder, hidden away. I wrote my list on Valentine's Day, the day that I gave up men, right? I said, all right, Lord, this is the list I want, right? I didn't read that list until he proposed to me, which, by the way, I told him, you're proposing to me or you're not coming back. And then it took 50 days for my ring to come in. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did say that. It's fine. He loves me. He came back. But that's the other testament too, right? Is that the Lord asked me to give him up. He said, give him up, walk away. Huh? Yeah. Okay, sure. Who's really going to do that? Who's real going to do that, right? Yeah, no, I did. And it was hard as crap. Like it was the hardest thing. But then once I said it, there was like this release within my own brain and body that freed me from something that was holding me back, that I would have never been able to see or recognize unless I made that decision to walk away. And that freed me, not him. It freed me to walk into a marriage that did not have that thing attached to it.
Wow.
And he came back, my ring, my beautiful ring. It's actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's a willow leaf ring, custom made, and it came in 50 days after this happened. And for those of you who don't know the significance of 50, it is jubilee. It is celebration, for anything. So I just think that's special.
That is very special. And I love love. And I love that my friend's in love and married and healthy and happy. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you've been through so much, like so much. One of the pillars of Move Happy is about mindset. And that was one thing that drew me to you and being a friend. And, for us getting along really well together, I felt like we had a lot of synergies in that orientation towards a positive attitude. What do you think are some of the things that you do differently that maybe you can teach or train some people on keeping a positive mindset? I know you kind of touched on a little bit of it with when you were in the treatment center and whatnot. You want to dive a little bit deeper?
Yeah, definitely. You guys, our brains and our minds, I think the biggest thing that I had to realize is that it's not my own voice. It's not always my voice that's in there. There's lots of things that we have heard growing up over the course of our life, or things that we have led to believe in ourselves based upon other people's actions towards us, or statements even towards us. The biggest thing for me in keeping a positive mindset is not about other people. Not even about that. It's about inside. It's about me. It's about being able to hear something and not soak it in. Being able to recognize this thought is not true. But you have to get to the place where you're recognized that not all the voices are true. Because you can't get to the place of self-awareness to say, oh, I recognize this lie. No, I am not disgusting. No, I am not, obese, and I can't handle this. You can handle this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's how you speak to yourself. It's
Yes.
how we take that input and process it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to do, especially when there's so much around that's telling you all of the bad things.
Yeah.
There's a thing in sensory processing disorder, when your sensory gets way too overwhelmed, right? There's way
Mm-hmm.
too much happening, and the technique is to close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just close your eyes and you cut out as much sensory as you can.
Yeah.
Well, with the brain, it is identical. This whole meditation mindset, positive
Mm-hmm.
thinking,
Yeah.
finding that space in yourself to center. It is so important because it is from there that you can distinguish what is true and what is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then also, after you've been able to do that, you then speak the truth to yourself, right? People
Mm-hmm.
are talking about positive affirmations. People
Yep.
are talking about those positive things that you tell yourself.
Yep.
Oh, some people think it's so silly. Let me tell you otherwise.
Yep.
Okay. It
Yep.
is so powerful.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I even looked at myself in the mirror and I
Yeah.
even told myself, I love you. I
Mm-hmm.
started crying.
Mm-hmm.
I started crying because
It's powerful.
it's true. Just go
Yep.
try it for yourself.
Yeah.
Go in your bathroom, look yourself dead in the eye,
Yeah.
and tell yourself, I love you. I'm going to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
We can do this together.
I love that. I
Tell me
love
how
that.
you feel
So
after.
powerful.
I'd love to hear. If you did that,
Mhm.
please drop a comment. Please let me know.
Yes.
I would just love to hear that. And if
Yeah.
you don't have to if you don't want to.
They definitely should, for sure. And it reminds me too, kind of my first experience around the affirmations, connected with a gal through like a Facebook group or something, and she invited me to be a part of her college study on affirmations, where we
Oh,
taped. It was her, she designed the affirmations, and we taped them
sure.
into different areas of the house, and she
Yeah.
asked us to recite them aloud, through, I think it was like 5 times a day or something.
Yeah.
And that was one of the huge shifts for me, because that was like right when I was going through my divorce, and like, laid
Yeah.
off of teaching. All these things were
Yeah.
like outside of my control, but I could say kind things to me.
Yeah.
And it didn't
Yeah.
seem like it was that big of a deal,
Yeah.
but that's what launched the book idea.
And
It's so
yeah.
powerful.
And adding to that, man, we're just gonna go into it because I'm feeling that I gotta
Love
go
it.
into it. Go check out my YouTube if you want to, but here's
Yes.
your info right now. Words are power. And
Yep.
when I say that, I'm gonna say it one more time. Words are power.
Yep.
Spoken words are power. You can
Yep.
say all you want to in here, but once you speak it out to
Yep.
existence, it's a thing.
Yep.
So there's researchers from Russia that took that rest of our DNA that our researchers were like, it's junk DNA. We don't have to look at it. Russians looked at that DNA and there's
Mm.
a similar experiment, but it's not DNA, but it's with water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a spoken word. You can actually alter your DNA with your spoken word. Like,
Power.
you can
Whew.
change your chromosomes with your spoken words. And the
Yeah.
reason you think that your self-affirmations in the beginning is stupid and dumb and ridiculous is because there's a part of you, there's something out there that doesn't want you to claim it.
Yep.
Doesn't want you to get off that couch.
Preach,
It
sister,
doesn't
preach.
want you to claim who you truly are as that beautiful snowflake.
Yep.
So they're going to continue to try to get those negative words, those
Mhm.
negative thoughts, those things that will actually change your DNA and your alkaline in your body. People, we're 90% water.
Yep.
90% water.
Yep.
Self-affirmations, it's huge. There's something I'm struggling with right now that constantly comes up in my mind, you guys. It is something that I get triggered all the time.
Mhm.
Right? It's just there. And I have to immediately tell it, no.
Yep.
I
Call it out.
am
Mhm.
Kathryn Grace Brown.
Yep.
I am
Yes.
this, right?
Yes.
This has not happened. I trust my, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And that is how you fight. That is how you fight the thing that's telling you to not do it.
Yeah.
Because on the other side, you and I both know it works. It's a
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
We should do this more.
Yes. We so should. And success leaves clues. And if we look at all of the thought leaders that we all listen to on YouTube or, watch or whatnot, they all do in their live audience things where people pay to go listen to them. They speak aloud and they tell everyone in the audience to speak aloud because they know the power. So if they are charging money for it, like, this is free, people, start taking action. Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent. Love that.
Yeah.
Spot on. Second pillar, we talked a little bit about, our working relationship and that synergy and positivity. We know that community is really a huge, huge part of our happiness level. It could be either a huge positive or a huge negative, depending on our environment. But some people struggle. They struggle with, connecting with others, whether they're a guy, gal, they, them, there, like whatever it is that their situation is. I feel like you kind of lean more towards like, it might be easier for you, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. What are some tips, some strategies that you can share to help people build community if they want to be a therapist or counselor, or, you know what I mean? Totally.
I've actually been speaking to some of my own friends that I've reached out to recently. This is kind of on my heart, and I reached out to them, and people a long time ago, and they say, I don't have community. I don't have people. I just go to work and I come home, and my kid is my life, right?
Yeah.
And my heart just hurts.
Yeah.
We are not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
We are to have community. We are to have people around us and people that we talk to. If not, just 2 or 3 people, that you trust and you look up to. I got some points here, and I do want to share them. I feel like there's something else too on this topic that I want to also reiterate. But for those of you that are just trying to reach out, just trying to gain that community, that first step is going to be the hardest, you guys. It really is. You get all of that anxiety, but let me tell you, the dopamine release that you'll receive on the other side is going to be great. It's an actual thing. When you reach out to someone and you just even get a bing on your phone that there's a message back, your dopamine reactor will go off.
Yep.
It takes a step of faith, but you got to take it. That's where health comes from, and that's where growth comes from, because if we don't grow, then we're going to be stuck where we're at, and we don't want to be stuck where we're at. And let me tell you, there's a lot more people that want to connect with you than you know.
Yep.
There's a lot more people. I mean, me personally, you would never guess it, but I actually do have a hard time reaching out to people and keeping up communication with people. It's one of the things that I think is part of my concussion that I'm realizing, because my heart is not there. My heart is to be with everyone and everything.
Yeah.
But you got to have your limits. You have to have, where you're at, but it's taking that step forward.
Yeah.
And saying, I'm just going to reach out because, like, I don't know, I'm just going to go for it. And then the response has never been, oh my gosh, who are you? Go away.
Yeah, right.
No,
that's never the response.
No, and that's what we think, though. We think that's what's going to happen because, and for some people, we've experienced a lot of negative and bad people. Let's be real. Negative and toxic people are out there.
Yeah.
But there's so many more people that just want to be with you and connect with you.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're listening to this and you just like, I don't have anyone, there's no one, send me a message. Kathryn Grace Brown, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I am here. Let's chat. We'll connect you with a group. Here's another thing I told someone too. What is something that either you're interested in learning about or something that not necessarily someone, but maybe a lifestyle that you've always said, oh, I like that a lot, but I could never get there.
Yeah.
Reach out to someone that you know has that lifestyle and just say hello. I really enjoy what you're producing or what you're showing or what you're creating. Taking that initial step is going to be your key to freedom and to community. Also there's so many places and so many things and communities that are put together around specific groups and specific things. Just go to Facebook and type in something and put group behind it, and you'll find it in your area, and then you'll find people in your area, and then boom, community, and just see where it goes. But it's never going to start until you take that first step.
Yep. Take a little action. I love that.
So take your action. And now the second thing I just really wanted to point out to everyone as well is you become the people you surround yourself with.
Yep.
So if you have community, you say, I do have friends, I do have people around me, but I'm still stuck in this place, in this thing, and I don't know how to get out of it. My mindset's horrible.
This might get a little raw, people.
But we're getting into it right now. This
might
is
need
the
to
real
cut some
deal.
people out.
Well,
love
what's
them
your
from
input?
a distance.
What's the input?
Yeah.
Right? What is the environment that you are putting yourself in?
Yep.
Is it harming or is it helping?
Yep.
That's the question.
Yep.
Right. So just some food for thought, and if you're hearing this and you're realizing that, oh crap, I should probably do some things differently. Yeah, it's okay. Just take a few things at a time. Don't
you don't have to do it all right now.
No, but just be aware. Just be aware and take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Put the people that are going to encourage you, that are going to support you, that are going to see who you really are and love you for it.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Absolutely.
That's all you need.
Absolutely.
It's all different.
Love that.
Love
weird. That. Community tips. Those are phenomenal tips. Great reminders. So I'm even going to I'm going to take some action. I'm going to reach out to some more people. I have it in my plan already, but sometimes it's like, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that a little bit more,
Yeah. And even asking too, just ask yourself, who should I reach out to today?
Yeah.
First thought, first person in your mind.
Exactly.
Even if you don't even know where they're at, you can just say hello.
Yeah. I love that. I heard, I forget the gal's name, but she's got like a couple million followers. She was on Tony Robbins' podcast. They interviewed her.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she said like, she does a lot of like prayer time and meditation. And she said, so every morning I made it a part of my morning routine. Who do you want me to reach out to? Who comes to mind? Who needs some support? And she would jot down, usually 3 to 5 names that would come to her.
Yeah.
And she would reach out to those specifically saying, you came to mind during my meditation and, just wanted to let you know, I'm thinking about you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And not that they have to like have like a long drawn out conversation, but just a little text message. And like you said, that dopamine, when you get that message back, well, if you're feeling lonely, then be the one that reaches out to others first. And you'll be surprised how much it helps you too. So great tips. Love that. Yeah. Absolutely love that.
That's so good. I love that. I'm going to use that too. I mean, I do that in my own little way, but I think it's more intentional, That's the key. That's the key at the very end of the day is your intentionality.
Yeah.
Where's your heart?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that.
We all got a good one. It's in there. I promise.
Yes. And we know the third pillar, of course, is movement related. It started in that hospital that you helped to really formulate the foundation of the program. I wanted it to be something that was a positive experience for our patients. Because a lot of them were, like you said earlier, a lot of them were obese, detrained, elderly. We had maybe one that was in his 20s, but for the most part, they were like in their 50s to 80s. Right. So I wanted them to have like a positive experience and not like, kill them. So they'd want to keep moving when they got discharged. That was kind of the goal with that. So, with that in mind, and also with limited budgets and things, we've got listeners from, all over the range on socioeconomic status. What are some of your favorite ways to move your body that maybe don't cost a lot?
I love it. I got 3 right off the top of my head. First, dancing.
Yes.
You guys, turn on the radio, turn on whatever, YouTube's free, turn on some music, dance with your babies, dance with your husband, dance with yourself.
Dance with yourself. I love that.
I mean, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club after I had my son. It was my first job after having my son. And I love dancing, been a dancer since I was very young. And I ended up starting a little dance class with some of the girls there. And would you guys, honestly, it was like 15 minutes a day. Wasn't even that much. And I
Yeah.
was just dancing, whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
ended up losing like 20 pounds in like a
Wow.
month and a half
Wow.
just from dancing, like
Wow.
just from just showing up and hanging out, but
Yeah.
and doing it consistently. So dancing is free
Yeah.
anywhere,
And it's so
anytime,
fun.
all the time. And then my second one that I was really excited about, I actually found it this last summer, this last spring when COVID hit. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate to be in Washington when we have many of these here, but I know they're all over the world. So go ahead and download. It's All Trails app. It'll
Yes.
show
So
you
good.
a map of your surrounding areas with all the different trails and the different levels or abilities of that trail, and if it's dog friendly or not.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of great things there, you guys. I mean, going stir crazy. Let me tell you about it. My son
Yeah.
would wake up during during COVID lockdown, and I can't do this. We need to go in nature.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let's go. So I would just look at the whatever was closest, wherever we
Uh-huh.
want to go.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and there's something more too about just being outside and in nature. It is, I mean, gosh, we could go into so much more about the science behind it and the
Yeah.
brain and everything, but you guys, it's true. It's true. Getting away from our electronics, getting away from the world around us, and spending
Yep.
time in nature will heal your heart, soul, and
Yes.
body.
It's so, so, so important. So good. Love
True.
that. Love that. So, well, we talked a lot about Move Happy and the pillars, and thank you for all those strategies. What are
Yeah.
you super stoked about right now? Like, what can we support you with? I know you mentioned the YouTube channel. You want to drop the name again?
Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel under my name, Kathryn Grace Brown. It's called Coffee with Kat. There's
Love the name.
isn't that going to be so great?
I
If
love
you
that
like,
name.
I
Let's
know.
talk more about it. So,
Love it.
what
Yeah.
should they, or what will they expect to hear about, learn about on the show?
So my show is a informal come as you are, wherever you're at, grab your cup of joe. We're going to hang out and talk. I'm going to be talking a lot about mental health and the brain, positive thinking, overcoming challenges like, anxiety and depression, and, again, how to create community, and just
Love it.
life knowledge hacks,
Mhm.
things I've learned over the course of my life and things
I
I'm
love
still
that.
learning about. I'm also going to be dropping more professional things as the course of my career.
Yeah.
Wanting to do presentations on different disorders and kind of breaking some stigmas and awareness and bringing awareness
Mm-hmm.
about mental health, and changing even that mindset from mental health to brain health, right?
Yeah. I
It,
love
it,
that.
it's taking that connotations, right? And
Mhm.
so there's that, and I super love it. We got some posts up already. You can go check it
Yeah.
out. If you want to search for it, go ahead and search in your search bar for Coffee with Kat 101. That'll bring up my very first post, and go
Yay.
from there and see the
I'm
rest of them.
so excited. And
Yeah, and
it's
I
such a
love it.
catchy name.
Yeah, it's so
So
great.
catchy.
I was sitting with my cup of coffee, and I'm like, what should I do? Coffee with Kat. Coffee with
Yeah.
Kat. Everyone loves Coffee with Kat. So
Yeah. I love that. And coffee with cat with a K, right?
yeah, Coffee with Kat with a K.
Very
That's
cool.
right, K-A-T.
Awesome.
Making that happen. I also just want to say too, I just kind of came into awareness of this. I started working with a plant-based, non-toxic, anti-aging hair care product that has restored my hair to curls.
It looks
Um,
great.
I didn't do anything, you guys. Literally woke up this morning, put a brush in.
I woke up like this. I think I saw your Facebook story.
It's so true though. Like I feel weird because I've never actually like wanted to flaunt beauty. That's just weird to me. But you guys, it's changed how I perceive myself, the crown of our head. Anyways, I enjoy it. I got skincare wellness products that's really helped my
Cool.
body
Cool.
with a lot of different things, and I'm confident in the company, and the results are crazy. So anyways,
Yeah.
just wanted to plug that in too. I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
put a little link to my store if you want to reach out to me with more questions. It has healed and restored my dandruff, my son's cradle cap, my cold sore that I had the other day,
Oh, wow.
eczema on the skin. You guys, this stuff is amazing. This company is only 6 years old and already #1 hair care in the world.
That's cool.
So
Be
yeah,
sure
so
to drop
anyway,
the
thanks for the
link for
share.
sure. Yeah.
Everyone.
Love that. Awesome. And I always love to close out the show with a silly question to help the audience get to know you better. Although we've really talked like deep, like super deep. I like this has been so fun. Like my energy level, I'm just like, wow, this has been super fun. I missed you so much.
So much for this opportunity to just
Absolutely.
talk and
Yeah.
and hang out. And I really hope this was an encouragement to all of you guys listening.
Oh, girl, it was. So now we're going to just get into some silly fun stuff and, keep it on theme with the holiday coming up. We've got Valentine's.
Valentine's Day.
What are you planning on, or is it a surprise from him? How are y'all Valentining it up?
So actually really fun. We are going to a wedding on Valentine's Day.
Awesome.
My friend's getting married, and so we're gonna go and help set up in the beginning, and we'll probably end up doing like a dinner at home together. So
and dancing it up.
Yeah, I'm hoping next year that we'll maybe go on a trip or something, because that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Leavenworth, Washington is a Bavarian city.
So fun.
And in the snow, it is magical.
It is literally, yeah. It's like you're walking through the North Pole. Like so wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. This has been so fun. Kathryn Brown is just amazing. Everybody, Coffee with Kat on the YouTube, and we'll drop the link for her shop so you can support her small business owner and growing it big. I'm so excited for the growth of your show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing more of Move Happy and seeing where that goes. And lady, just so impressed and in awe of who you are. Thank you so much.
Love you.